I started this program with two questions in mind. What does it mean to provide quality patient care? And also, what does it mean to be a leader? With a checklist of tasks in hand, I was convinced that I already had the answers when I first stepped onto the emergency department floor. To be effective, you just need to complete all of the assigned tasks. Or at least that's what I naively thought. During that first rotation, I was frantically moving in an effort to do everything on the list. Answer call bells, get water, stock the crash carts, make phone calls, inquire about labs, tear down the beds, update the whiteboards, deliver feedback cards, direct families, relay information to the nurses, and always while keeping a smile on my face. Oh, and I tried to do this every 30 minutes for each of the rooms that I was assigned. It wasn't enjoyable, it wasn't sustainable, and it wasn't making patients feel happy. Simply put, it wasn't working. Back at Cornell, I was able to reflect on these experiences during the bi-weekly leadership seminars. I created my personal identity map and learned how to use it as an asset. Through outside surveys, I became aware of my strengths and weaknesses as a leader. As a group, we developed solutions and offered insights into each other's challenges. Effectively, I was provided the necessary knowledge to become a competent leader and volunteer. I would apply these skills during my rotations through the emergency department. In fact, there is one interaction that stands out in my mind, one that showcases just a few of the many things that I have gained from this program. 2 hours into my shift and I'm back at the patient roster feeling anxious. My eyes remain fixated on one patient's age. I repeat it over and over again in my head. I do some quick mental math and realize he's old enough to be my great-grandfather. A whole lifetime separates us. I'm unsure how I'm going to connect with him. I feel too young and out of place as I knock on his door, nervously peering around the curtain as I sheepishly announce, "Hi, I'm Josh, your patient care advocate." He lifts his head slowly and nods to acknowledge my presence. As he smiles, I feel myself becoming more at ease. Lights flash and noises sound from the machine above his head. Panic flashes across his face. He seems scared. I reassure him that he's alright, explaining that the way he positioned his arm was impeding the IV flow. The man relaxes but still appears uneasy. In an effort to restore the previous calm, I start talking to him. Despite the age difference, I was able to connect with him on different topics. I thought back to the long weekends spent with my relatives, drawing up memories of gardening with my grandmother and fishing with my grandfather. I guided the conversation with these interactions in mind. We talked about his hobbies and our mutual love for the outdoors. As we talk, I find myself sitting down beside him. For the first time during the program, I lose track of time. At least half an hour has passed before I leave. I have failed to do everything on the checklist. But the patient looks relieved, happy, and empowered. It is during this moment that I learn two key lessons. 1. A leader requires emotional intelligence in order to effectively interpret the feelings of those around them and to be able to respond to them in a constructive manner. To develop meaningful relationships across differences in personality, language, and culture, a leader works within and around his or her own unique identity map. 2. Being a leader and patient care advocate involves more than completing a set of tasks. Being a doctor involves more than science and numbers. It is about challenging the process and taking the time to have meaningful conversations with the people involved. Medicine has become too bureaucratized at the expense of developing quality time with patients. So make the time. Look up from the checklist and talk with the people around you, the people on your team. Who knows where it will lead you?